Welcome to the Stoned Age Living Podcast. This is your boy Life Locks. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Spotify at Stoned Age Living, minus the G. We appreciate you for coming through. Alright, let's jump right into our strain of the day, Durban Poison. This pure sativa originates from the South African port city of Durban. It has gained popularity worldwide for its sweet smell and energetic, uplifting effects. Durban Poison is the perfect strain to help you stay productive throughout a busy day when exploring the great outdoors or to lend a spark of creativity. Growers and concentrate enthusiasts will both enjoy the oversized resin glands, which make this strain a quality choice for concentrate extraction. The buds are round and chunky and leave a thick coating of trichomes on almost all areas of the plant. Discovered by Ed Rosenthal, the legendary cannabis activist and grower. Jumping into our first cannabis story today, Vermont officials believe SAFE Act will help cannabis industry. Vermont lenders have been intensely focused on issues raised by the COVID-19 crisis over the last 2 months, but they're also keeping an eye on the Federal Secure and Fair Enforcement Banking Act because it would help them enter the growing market of cannabis-related businesses. Financial institutions are prohibited by federal law from providing services to cannabis businesses. In some states, like Vermont, where medical or retail cannabis sales are legal, they have pushed back to change the law so that lenders don't face federal sanctions if they work with businesses operating legally within the state. With that in mind, Vermont's congressional delegation is supporting the SAFE Act. The bill passed the House in September but hasn't been acted on by the Senate. It's also included as part of the $3 trillion HEROES Act, which follows the $2.2 trillion COVID-19 relief package that was signed into law in March. Banks and credit unions argue that the SAFE Act will help mitigate the problems created when businesses must deal in cash instead of using banking services. My first talk here, this is definitely a good thing that they're acknowledging that they're still watching the SAFE Act. It's definitely going to change the industry once we get federal banking behind a lot of these cannabis businesses, which is going to allow a lot of people to have access to loans and things like that so that they can start these businesses, which in theory will give more access to minority groups and people that don't have the startup cash available to just go out and open their own dispensary, but they have the business plan and their credit is good enough to actually maybe obtain a loan. But they can't actually get the loan in this case due to the fact that financial institutions are federally not supposed to be dealing with cannabis businesses. So definitely a good thing that they are acknowledging this, as it shows more support for cannabis legalization in Vermont. And we definitely need a lot more of the Northeast states to maybe catch on to the legalization movement, because if we could get more states on the East Coast and we have states on the West Coast and we have a few select states in the Midwest already, then it's definitely going to trump and create the argument for legalization, at least across our nation as a country. Jumping into our second cannabis story today, Hall of Flowers is hosting its first virtual networking event. Hall of Flowers is hosting its first virtual networking event on July 22nd, 2020 to keep its community engaged during the social distancing era. Hall of Flowers Engage is a digital meeting platform designed to connect the industry's premium brands and buyers by facilitating relevant one-on-one video meetings. Hall of Flowers has partnered with a cutting-edge tech company to create a digital discovery platform that uses AI-powered algorithms to generate the most relevant matches between buyers, participating brands, and buyers. Brands are able to select keywords that characterize the products that they have to offer, and buyers select those that identify their target consumers and the types of products they are looking to purchase. Establishing meetings based on algorithmic matches ensures that each encounter is meaningful for both parties, which greatly increases the likelihood of opening new accounts that satisfy the needs of both the buyer and the brand. My second talk here would definitely be how good does the algorithm work? We start off with algorithms on all sites for different types of things, and if the algorithm does not work well, this digital event is not going to go very well at all. I mean, this entire project is going to be pretty much based on that algorithm, because if they're pairing you with the brands and the products, you really don't have any choice to select or to go into what you actually want to pick. So based on how they've set it up, it's all going to come down to the algorithm. This has been another episode of the Stoned Age Living Podcast. Listen to hear LifeLocks cover the biggest cannabis headlines daily. Follow us at Stoned Age Living on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere else that you could possibly type it in. Tune in for cannabis news daily. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for checking in.